What's up guys, it's Lee here from Bleeped Up Productions, and today I'm bringing you another FIFA 14 career mode, episode 24, The French Revolution Begins. And if you saw the little sneak peek after episode 23, you probably know the player that hopefully I'll be trying to go for. So anyway, if you are watching this and you have returned and you love watching this series, thank you for coming back. And remember guys, to leave a like is much appreciated. If you've just stumbled across my FIFA 14 content, why don't you click the thumbnail on the screen right now to watch it from episode 1, because trust me, you want to see the progression of this team. Without further ado guys, let's get straight into this episode, and our first game is in the Barclays Premier League against West Ham, a game we should really win because it's West Ham, they're not exactly that great. So I decide to motivate the boys, and this is game 24 of the Barclays Premier League.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of the Barclays Premier League. It's Coventry City against West Ham United. Of course, the lights are beaming down this evening. Let's head straight off to Coventry. Your commentary team, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Well, we've got Barclays Premier League action for you. I'm Martin Tyler, and with me is Alan Smith.
Yeah, Martin, great to be here.
Okay, the weather conditions are pretty wet. It should go in our favour, hopefully. We are away. And look, we are 10 points ahead of Manchester United in the Barclays Premier League. But as you can see, the first highlight is on the 36th minute, and West Ham do a fantastic job of just picking up the ball where we can't actually clear it. And look who pops up again to cause us a pain. This road guy, I tell you, whoever this guy is, every time I've played West Ham in this career mode, he's scored. He is like our kryptonite somehow. But a great header and a great finish by West Ham there. And here we go, they're through on goal again on the 43rd minute, but somehow Ondua gets it, falls over, and somehow the ball doesn't go with the striker. So lucky enough we didn't get another goal conceded. But we go in to half-time with a 1-0 lead. So I decided to make some changes at half-time because we're playing pretty poorly. So I decided to bring on Adam Barton for Lopez. We want to bring some grit into our midfield. And as you can see, on the 55th minute, it doesn't seem to be working because West Ham are all over us. I don't know if it's because we're tired, but as you can see, they almost scored their second there, and he puts it wide. But it just seemed to be we were playing exhausted. But here we go, we'll pick up the action here, and John Fleck does a fantastic ball to EB, who eventually gets it, and look, he gets it past the keeper, but the ball decides to spaz out, and it ends up in the keeper's arms again. So, as you can see, we're kind of being just dominated by West Ham, and here's another effort on goal, and luckily our keeper is there to save it. But as you can see, we need to make some changes, so I'll bring on Thomas and Nimley for Antonio and EB because they're getting a bit tired. And here we go, Negredo puts a great through ball to Barton, who has a really poor effort on goal. Yeah, that sums up the game, and we lost this game 1-0. I don't know if it was because we were tired or we were exhausted, I don't know. It was just really, really frustrating to see how well we played in previous episodes and then completely flop in this episode. But anyway, we have an injury, and it's only Marcos Lopez. He's got a bruised elbow, and he'll be out for 5 days. So it's nothing too major, but he'll miss some key games. But here we go. It's the transfer window, guys. And there's only one player I have my eyes set on, and it's Yohan Cabaye. As you can see, he is old, he's 31, but his form is bad, and he's unhappy at the club. So, maybe we can get a cheeky Cabaye, one of my favourite players ever to play football, for Coventry. So, you know, I decided to put in a bid of 5.5 because I want to make sure he comes to my club. And this will be an absolute steal if it does. So, the first hour goes by, and yeah, nothing happens. But as you can see, Oscar goes to Inter. Yeah, wow, Jovetic goes to Bayern Munich. I don't know who that other player is. I think it might be a Kadri. But as you can see, Yohan Cabaye accepts and Newcastle accept terms. So we want to make sure he comes to our team. So I decided to beef up the goal bonuses for him. His length, he wants 2 years, and he's a critical first-team player because he will play alongside either John Fleck or Marcos Lopez. And look at this, guys. He has joined the club. Thank you very much, Newcastle, for allowing one of your best players to leave. Now, moving on, we're going to get straight into our next game, and that is against Chelsea. A very big game because we are first and they are third. So, in this press conference, I decide to motivate the boys because we need it, because we need to win. And this is game 25 of the Barclays Premier League.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of the Barclays Premier League. Today, it's Chelsea against Coventry City. Midway through the season, and what a key game we have for you as the current leaders take on the side in third place. Who will come out on top? So without further ado, let's go to West London and Stamford Bridge and your commentary team of Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Hi there, I'm Martin Tyler. With me today, Alan Smith, and we've got a match from the Barclays Premier League for you.
Yeah, thanks Martin. Delighted to be here, as I always am for these occasions.
Johan Cabaye. Very exciting for this club to have this player playing his first game for them.
Yeah, maybe the final piece in the jigsaw, Martin, and it makes the team a lot stronger, that's for certain.
And as you see, guys, we are currently 7 points ahead now due to that loss against West Ham. But we'll pick up the action here on the fourth minute really, and Cabaye at the heart of this passes it to Adams, and he just keeps going, but there's nothing open, so he passes it to Christie. What a strike that is. I'm pretty positive you could tell by the music in the background that something special was going to happen. But what an absolute strike by our right back Christie. Look at that. The dip on it, the bend, it was fantastic. But here we go, we'll pick up the action again, and on the 30th minute, Negredo does a fantastic ball to EB, and EB skies it over the bar. He skies it over the bar, which isn't normally like him because he's been putting the ball in the back of the net quite a lot recently. But we'll pick up the action here, and Antonio is unleashed on the far side. EB picks it up, and the shot is blocked again, and then Chelsea actually clear. So we go into half-time with a 1-0 lead with an absolute screamer of a goal by Christie. And man, what a goal that was. But I just wanted to show you this one highlight from the second half, because actually nothing really happened. Chelsea have Aguero. Crazy. Chelsea just have so much money, they're throwing players around, it's mental. But anyway, we end up winning this game. The second half was really, really boring. It was just a midfield battle, so no real amazing highlights. But we get the win and we get 3 points. So we go into the knockout stages of the Champions Cup, and it is against Schalke, a very, very good squad. So you know what? I decide to motivate the boys because we need to win this game because it's over 2 legs. So this is the knockout stage first leg of the Champions League or Champions Cup with Schalke.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of the Champions Cup last 16. Today it's FC Schalke against Coventry City. The game, of course, under floodlights this evening. Time that we went straight to the Veltons Arena. Here's your commentary team, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Well, it's the knockout stage in the Champions Cup, the round of 16. It really hots up from here on in.
Well, it does, and this is where your better players would hope to step forward and really lead from the front.
What a big game this is. This is an absolute huge game for us. To reach the final 16 of the Champions League is legit. To get through from this round will be even more amazing, but I don't know. I'm asking a lot of the boys, and hopefully they can turn up to play. Cabaye is making his official start this episode in the Champions League, so hopefully he can turn up big. So we'll pick up the action here, and on the second minute, straight from the kickoff pretty much, John Fleck does a fantastic through ball, but Cabaye picks it up here on the outside of the box and is actually pushed over by one of the Schalke players. So, you know, from this territory, I would normally go with Antonio, but we bought a player who is an absolute beast at free kicks. So we're going to select the man, the myth, the legend of Johan Cabaye. So here we go. Can Johan put it in the back of the net? Of course he can. What a finish that is. That is postage stamp. Literally postage stamp. What a finish this is. Look at the replay. Here it is over the wall. And look at that. That is like literally so close to the post it could have hit the post. But what a strike that is. And what a first goal for Johan Cabaye for us for Coventry, and in such a big game as well. And I just want to replay it again in super slow-mo. Here it is. Look at that. Right in the top corner. What a fantastic finish by Johan. So here we go. It's the 45th minute, and Schalke have really been playing too much, you know, in their defense, and they actually get punished here by Frank Musa, who pounces on the defender's mistake, and he ends up putting it in the back of the net, which I'm really happy with, because Frank hasn't been banging in the goals like he did in the first season we were in the Premier League. But by God, he absolutely drilled that past the keeper. And we go into half-time with a 2-0 lead, which is fantastic because we need to get away goals, because we're away at Schalke, because we need to get these away goals for the next game. So anyway, we'll pick up the action here, and as you can see, Kabay at the centre of everything again, passes it to John Fleck, and Fleck cuts inside, and he cuts it to EB, and what great pass movement, and Musa unfortunately can't find the back of the net. But as you can see, we are just playing some fantastic football. Look at this give and go football, players in space, and players having the ability to shoot even, but not finding the back of the net. But players get tired, so I have to bring on Thomas, Ryan Gold, and another player which I can't remember. But as you can see, we're completely tired, but what a miss that was by the Schalke attacker. But here we go, on the 90th minute, Schalke are through. Can they get an away goal? They can't. They just put it wide. It's unbelievable. I don't know who that is. I think that's Schlern or something. Salary, I think his name is, but he puts it miles past the post. And we actually win this game 2-0, which is fantastic because in the second leg, away goals count. And I guarantee you, Schalke will probably be coming out with vengeance in that game. And they cannot believe it. Look, even Schalke bought Chadley, for goodness sake. Chadley from Tottenham. That is crazy. But what a win for us. And what a goal it was by Johan Kabay. But anyway, we'll pick up the next highlight/game. And it is the Capital One final. We're in the final against Tottenham Hotspurs, a very good squad. So, you know what I decide to do? I motivate the boys because we want to win some silverware this year, whether it be the Champions League, the Barclays Premier League, or, well, you can't win the FA Cup because you should watch the last episode to understand. But anyway, this is the Capital One Cup final. Enjoy.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of the Capital One Cup final. It's Tottenham Hotspur against Coventry City. So without further ado, we're off to Wembley Stadium. Your commentary team, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Well, here we are for the conclusion of this excellent tournament, the League Cup, the English League Cup. It is now down to these two teams in the final, and what a prize to play for.
Yeah, big trophy these days, isn't it? Big trophy, full house. This should be a cracker.
The goosebumps are real. The electric is tingling. I am absolutely nervous as a manager to see my team go out and play. We have the likes of Bale, Lennon, Dembele, Norton, Lloris against us, but we can win, I believe. It is the cup, anything is possible, and as you can see, John Fleck is our captain. He shakes hands with Livermore, and we're going to see the Tottenham squad, and as you can see, they have some really good players like Walker, Norton, Holtby, Lennon, Dembele, Bale, but then you look at our squad, and we have the likes of Traore, Antonio, Kabay, Fleck, Musa, Negredo, and EB. Absolute beasts for us. But here we go, we'll pick up the action here on the 7th minute, and what a through ball that is by John Fleck, but unfortunately Kabay is a bit too slow to pick that through ball up. If he was a few years younger, he probably could have got that. But anyway, we'll pick up the action here, and Bale actually gets it past our defenders, and somehow our defenders are holding on because Bale and everybody are going through us like Swiss cheese. So we're happy to have some EA cheese. But we'll pick up the action here, and what a through ball that is by John Fleck again, and Kabay again couldn't finish. And we actually get a shot here by Musa, which is blocked, and then Tottenham eventually clear. But here we go, on the 28th minute, Bale is unleashed, and Bale punishes us. He absolutely punishes us. Our defense turns off for 1 minute. We were all out attack with Kabay, Musa, and EB and everybody, and then on the counter attack, they get us. And what a through ball that is. And EB just, well, what can I say? Bale just outmuscles, and he is an absolute beast on this game. But anyway, we'll pick up the action here again, and Tottenham causing us all sorts of problems still. And our keeper, Ondua, steps up big there with a huge save to stop making it 2-0. But this Falcao guy, what a shot that is and what a save that is by our keeper. And we go into half-time with a 1-0, well, a 1-0 loss. We're losing 1-0. We need to get back in this game. We need to turn up to play. So here we go. Our first highlight is on the 50th minute. And as you can see, Traoré passes it out to Adams. And Adams is just going to take on a couple of players. And he does a fantastic ball to Eby. And then Eby keeps going. And somehow Adams gets it back. But he finds Antonio. And Antonio passes it to Negredo. And somehow Tottenham clear. We were throwing everything at them. As you can see, Eby does a great ball again to Frank Musa. And Frank should have got fouled there. And he does. So the big man is going to step up 20 yards out. Can Johan Cabaye repeat a free kick that he did against Schalke? Unfortunately, it hits the wall and Tottenham clear. So Lightning cannot strike, unfortunately, twice. But Eby does a great ball here to John Fleck, who blazes it over the bar. On the replay here, you can see how close this was. I thought this goal was in when we saw this, but it is just a fraction over the bar, which is very unfortunate. But here we go, another attack by Tottenham, causing us all sorts of problems. Look at this. They just keep hold of the ball, and our defenders can't get the ball off them. And Lamela has an effort, but luckily for us, it is off target. And the next highlight, here we go on the 74th minute, Negredo actually loses out, but some cheese from the defenders goes to Eby, and Negredo has a shot, but he hits it straight at Lloris, and Tottenham eventually clear. As you can see, it was very back and forth in this second half, and what a through ball that is to Eby, and Jordan Eby's through. He is going off to the races. He has a shot, and Lloris saves it, and then it comes to Cabaye, and what a save that is by Lloris again, and they eventually clear Tottenham here. As you can see, we are throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them, and here we go on the 84th minute. John Fleck here passes it to Eby. Eby keeps going and does a fantastic ball over the top to Negredo, but it's got a bit too much weight on it. And unfortunately, it goes all the way to Lloris. And Lloris actually clears. And what a header that was by that player to unleash Dembele. And Bale is through on goal again. And luckily for us, our defenders block that shot. But that is the end of the game. We lose 1-0 in the FA Cup final. Not FA Cup, sorry, the Capital One Cup final. It is a bit discouraging because we outplayed them in the second half, but Tottenham just found the back of the net. And that's what happens when you have a world-class keeper like Lloris in goal. But that is the end of the episode, guys. As you can see on the screen right now, you can do several things, such as if the next episode is up, you can click that thumbnail to take you to the next episode. If you want to watch last week's episode, you can hit that thumbnail to take you back one episode. If you've enjoyed it, guys, as well, please leave a like and a comment. A like and a comment is much appreciated. A like gives this series a ton of exposure, and comments is always fun. Reading comments such as "I'm a Cov fan, I love this series," etc. But if you've really enjoyed it, guys, why don't you hit that subscribe button down there. A subscribe would be appreciated. And also, if you want to check out any more video game, board game / miniature game content that I do on this channel, you can click the thumbnail right there on the screen to take you to my channel. You can hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. I'm becoming more and more active in those social media websites. The description for those is in the link below in the description, so if you want to just leave a like, that'll be much appreciated. But until next week, guys, take care and have a good one.